Quest to Succeed. Chapter 34. The Teachers Training Department at King's College invited Jay to teach methodology, also known as the teaching methods, to trainee teachers and acquaint them with the system required to become good teachers and to contribute to society by providing excellent education in schools and colleges. He recognized that there were at least 3 fields which were required for a good teacher. He argued that a subject teacher should be a good conversationalist and communicator. She should have knowledge of her subject and should be able to explain the theme in a language which can be grasped by students. For this, he would have to repeat his terminology and dramatize his topic under study. He should look at students and observe that they were attentive and were following the theme. He should not waver his attention or look at the walls and the ceiling, because he was dealing with young people who must meticulously listen to the teacher. Both the theme and the students were essential in teaching profession. The teaching method should be changed according to need. Sometimes the whole class should be taught together. At other times, students must be divided into groups for discussion and brainstorming. They should report their discussion points to the whole class before the end of the lesson. Some students needed individual consideration. The teacher should allocate time for such students who require re-emphasizing the topic. Jay always did that. The teachers should encourage students to present a seminar or read a paper and then discuss it. The remaining students should be encouraged to comment and add innovative ideas, but not to criticize students' work. Positive feedback was good. Negative criticism could foster loss of confidence among tutees. He recognized that a good teacher was always a student. She should continue to acquire current ideas and new knowledge with the aim of passing it on her class. In universities, it was identified as continuous research. Jay himself acquired his doctorate degree while teaching. He was research-minded and research active. He continued to seek new knowledge and parted his cognition in variant ways. Some experienced academics found Jay's ideas and writings new which they had missed during earlier years or were not aware of the added information and the new facts. Jay expressed the view that academic administration was a crucial feature in the teaching profession. He himself was an admissions tutor. He interviewed students for courses and advised them about the suitability of a course. He was a class tutor and made sure that his students did not miss lessons without good reason. He investigated the cause for their absence. He was a personal tutor to look at their problems and find solutions. He referred students to specialist departments like accommodation for a room, finance department for any financial support, e.g. bursary or student's loan. Other duties included undertaking invigilation during examinations, preparing examination papers, marking examination scripts, and attending examiners' meetings to finalize the students' results. Some of his mature students would have liked to join the teaching profession after graduation. They asked Jay, what were the qualities of a good teacher? He responded that they should improve their method of teaching and discover new methods that would emerge to communicate new knowledge of culture, literature, history of different countries, contribution towards advancement of science and technology by people of different nations should be acknowledged. The students should be revitalized to write answers to questions in essay form. They should read loudly to themselves to scrutinize the language and how the material sounded to them and think of the ways it could be refined. They could change words and phrases if these were being repeated in the same paragraph. If possible, the students should read their paper to their relatives or friends and seek their comments to enhance skills and understanding. The teacher's comments should be taken seriously, and the paper should be rewritten as the authors do in their editing process. A good teacher would not enter classroom without preparing the teaching material. They should regularly review and revise their teaching notes. In education, and particularly in teaching, it was vital to use technology and computers. In the past, films were shown on agriculture and industrial life and people's practical experiences. Jay encouraged group presentation. Quality control was often identified with the manufacturing sector and safety regulations. Jay told the trainee teachers that quality control was an indispensable part in education. It was a requisite to accomplish a high standard in teaching, to make the best use of resources, and to provide the best service to students and the community, including businesses. The quality assessment was not only concerned with the teaching material or delivering lectures of high standard, but it also included other areas of learning process, from recruitment and selection of students to curriculum content, teaching strategies, responsibilities of a personal tutor, and the evaluation of courses. He stressed that it was important the admissions tutor looks for communication skills, both oral as well as written. Numeracy skills and analytical skills were equally imperative. A student should be able to make decisions independently with sufficient information which she would have acquired through study and research. The course curriculum normally provided an excellent opportunity for quality control. This could be accomplished by a structured program. It should reflect the aims and objectives of the subject. The curriculum formation would apprehend progression for students. They would improve their skills and knowledge. With all such information, the institution would be better prepared to help young people with their studies. This new system would become a vehicle to combat racism and bias. It could become a focus for special initiatives to consider the ways in which various constituents of good practice could be introduced in courses. One gentleman asked Jay what was the difference between the aims and the objectives. He explained that external bodies set the aims, which were to be achieved by students and candidates. Candidates could accomplish the objectives themselves. A student could set his objective to achieve a certain percentage of marks in the examination. He would work for it and try to obtain the grades. These could be done through learning process involving seminars, class discussions, one-to-one tutorials, and group work. The continual feedback from staff and students would provide a better understanding of the quality of tasks and assignments. The involvement of community was also felt vital. Jay taught in different departments on specialist topics where students and colleagues appreciated his contribution. Some students had handicaps in numeracy and expression. Jay laid emphasis on numeracy and communication skills and in providing extra classes to students who needed them. It would lead to an improvement of learning mathematics, statistics, accountancy, social sciences, and languages. He further stressed that the study skills program should focus on notes taken from books and lectures. They should also lay emphasis on essay writing, data collection, and its interpretation. The students should decide their own learning process to develop originality. The course review at regular intervals was essential to attain a high standard in academic encompassment. These points were important for the would-be teachers to understand and practice in their schools and colleges.